always really nice in any yoga practice just to start by drawing the mind in to the body, as we tend to get so much more out of our practice that way, even though it can feel a bit frustrating at the time because our mind's probably been racing around having a busy week. So let's just try to encourage the mind just to settle down and bring it back into the body. The easiest way of doing this is by focusing on the breath. So this can, just observing any frustrations that come up during this process. So if you feel comfortable to do so, you can close your eyes. If this feels not comfy for you, just resting your gaze a couple of meters in front of you. And you might like to rest the backs of your hands on your knees. Palms just relaxed, or maybe thumb and index finger touching together. That's said to bring the energy back into the body, so we're not losing it too much to the brain. And then in your next inhale, let's imagine that the spine is growing a few inches taller. It's almost like there's a balloon at the top of your head lifting you to the sky, just gently drawing the chin in, so lengthening the back of the neck. Beautiful. And we'll roll the shoulders back and down a few times. It's amazing the tension we can hold here without even realising it. And maybe coordinating that movement with your breath. So I always like to inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale, roll and squeeze the shoulder blades back and together and down. Really almost giving that trapezius muscle a massage with every rotation. And then bringing your awareness to your seat bones, really rooting them down, so the contact with the earth. We want to be really grounded here. And sometimes when I'm feeling scattered, I find it really useful to imagine that roots are growing from the body into the earth. And you can grow those roots down as deep as you need to feel more settled. Bring the energy from this airy fairy place down into the solid earth. And I really like to do this in balance exercises too. It's amazing the strength and solidness it gives you. Beautiful. And then keeping the flow of breath going, let's bring the breath even more deep into the belly. So we might find initially breathing into the chest feels more natural. Let's try and draw that belly, the breath deeper into the belly. So as you inhale, the breath really the belly rises, the navel rises. And as you exhale, draw the navel in, squeezing it out. Nice. Let's take 3 more deep breaths like this. So inhaling into the belly. Draw the belly out. Once the belly's full, then breathe into the chest. And then exhale chest, exhale belly. Draw navel towards the spine, squeeze out all the air. Beautiful. Another deep breath, inhale. Maybe beginning to engage that ujjayi breath, that gentle oceanic sounding breath that we create at the back of the throat. And then exhale. Draw navel in, allow chest to fall. One more in time with your own breath. How conscious can you be with every moment of this breath now? Not losing a single second, a single sensation of that air entering the lungs. Bringing in the life force energy. Maybe imagining that life force energy coming all the way down to the toes. So giving this energy all the way to every single cell in the body. And then exhaling through the nose. Just feeling that softness that's left behind. So maybe continuing to use that ujjayi breath, but breathing at a rate that feels more comfortable for you. Nice. And if you'd like to, just bringing your prayer to your heart, taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice today. I just wanted to start our practice today with this beautiful poem by Hafiz. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. Anaïs says, and the day came when the risk it took to remain tight inside the bud was more painful than the risk it took to bloom. Isn't that a beautiful image? So let's just seal that intention with a single breath. And as you inhale, maybe blinking open your eyes, let's bring our hands over our head. Maybe opening the fingers like into this lotus pose, so thumb and little finger touching. And if you feel comfortable to do so, maybe there's a gentle back bend there, opening the heart. Let's take 2 deep breaths, imagining breathing directly into this heart, the center of your chest. So breathing in and out of this space, creating more and more space physically in between each rib. Beautiful. And then exhale, release the hands. Let's bring both of our feet out in front of us. You may want to bend the knees here. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, let's fly forward. So just holding on to whatever feels comfortable here. Noticing we're always a little bit more stiff at the beginning of the practice. So snuggling your body into your thighs, pulling toes towards you, head relaxes down. Just seeing if you can almost glue yourself between the thighs, maybe holding onto the outer edges of the feet. And maybe with every exhale, the legs can just straighten a little tiny bit to a point that feels comfortable for you. Always trying to make yourself into a sandwich, but keep that intention on the breath, that attention. So observing whenever the mind wanders. Nice. Then we're going to inhale, sweeping up, bending the right leg. In, pressing the foot so there's about a hand width between knee and foot. Inhale, sweep left hand to the sky. Take this twist to the right. Right fingertips just behind the spine. Pull the left toes towards you, kneecap to the sky. Inhale to lengthen more. Exhale, draw navel towards spine, looking over right shoulder. So with every inhale, there's length, there's growth. With every exhale, there's deepening. One more deep round of breath. Exhale. And we come back to center. Sweep the right hand to the sky. 2 variations here, either hugging the knee in or drawing the right hand towards the left toes and then hugging the knee the other way. Maybe there's a bind there. So the right hip might just lift up slightly, but we try to keep the balance equal and squeeze the right knee in towards your body. So if this feels really uncomfy, cuddling it in this way, taking the bind, just holding the knee in and drawing yourself forwards. It's a real core activator, this one. So use the core to draw yourself towards the big toe. Gaze at the big toe. Draw the right knee towards you more. Squeeze it in. It's not as easy as it looks, this one. Beautiful. Exhale, release it down. Right hand behind you. Pressing the right knee into the ground. Inhale, gentle back bend as far as feels comfortable. Lift the heart, lift the hips. Beautiful. Exhale down. Soles of the feet together. Inhale, lift the heart. Open the feet like a book. Exhale, folding forwards. So aiming to imagine top of the head coming down towards the ground, but staying as high as feels comfortable for you. Maybe using the elbows on the shins to encourage a little bit more openness here. Keeping shoulders away from ears, creating that space there. Checking there's no tension in the jaw, no tension in the neck. Really last deep breath. Beautiful. And as you inhale to come up, let's take this to the other side. Right leg lengthens. Inhale, right hand to the sky. Press left foot into the ground. We twist round over that left knee. So left fingertips just behind you. Nice, everyone. Good. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Imagine that balloon. Exhale, twist around, bringing consciousness to the right foot, the right toes. We often forget that, and that right leg can be a bit floppy, but it's as energized as though it was standing. Push left toes into the ground. Nice. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center. Let's sweep left hand to the sky and taking your variation, either holding the knee into your armpit or reaching forwards and grabbing, taking the bind the other way. Nice. And when you're ready, we inhale to lengthen and we exhale to fold directly over that right knee. Easy to forget squeezing the left knee into the body. If you have the bind, the left hand, which is wrapping, takes the wrist of the right wrist. So we say that the hand that wraps is the hand that binds. Use that core to draw yourself forwards more. Really active right toes. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the left hand to the sky. It lands behind us, as does the left knee. And we reach the right hand, the hips and the heart to the sky. Gentle that bend. Breathe into that heart space if that feels nice for you. Just releasing any neck tension here, any jaw tension. Maybe let's take a lion's breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Stick the tongue out. Beautiful. Let's come on to our all fours. Good. Nice. So spread the hands wide. We're going to inhale to look to the sky. We want the elbows to be soft and then just gently tuck the toes. The knees lift here. Nice. On your next inhale, you're going to lift the right leg up. If this feels too strong, keep the left knee on the ground. That's a far nicer version for the Friday if you're feeling tired. Beautiful. So we're going to inhale here. Left knee is hovering a few inches. Exhale, draw the right knee towards the nose. Nice. Inhale, right foot to the sky. Looking up. Exhale, right knee to the nose. The last one. Inhale, right foot to the sky. This time straighten the left leg, straighten the right leg. Three-legged dog. Keeping it all long here. And then exhale, open the hips, bend the right knee. Allowing the head to be heavy. Let's maybe take some big circles with that right knee, opening up the hip. Arming it up. Nice. Inhale, right leg long. Beautiful. Option to bring the left fingertips just underneath the heart, taking a little balance here. See how little weight can you put through those left fingertips. If this feels incredibly wobbly, just keeping both hands in line. Good. 2 more deep breaths here. Left kneecap really strong, pulling up the hip. Beautiful. Bringing left hand beside the right. Exhale, drawing the right knee all the way to the nose and stepping the right foot through. Beautiful. Lowering the back knee here. Untuck the toes. Press top back foot into the ground. Bring the hips forward, and as you inhale, sweep the hands to the sky, looking up. Roll shoulder blades back and down. Lift the hips. Tucking tailbone in, drawing the navel in to protect the lower back, and then we bring the hips forward. Avoid those ribs splaying out. Keeping them tucked in nice. We're going to inhale here, then exhale, bend the elbows, and bring the fingertips so maybe they're pointing down behind the back, keeping elbows squeezing in. Just be feeling how that maybe opens the upper back a little bit more, the thoracic spine. And we can get really stiff from the computer work if we're not used to it. Really steady the breath. Nice. Inhale, sweep hands to the sky. Left hand comes down, tucking the back toes. Right hand sweeps to the sky, coming into a gentle twist. So gaze can follow those right fingertips, or maybe the neck feels like it just wants to let go, let it hang. Really nice. Beautiful. Releasing the right hand down. Inhale, sweep both hands up. Left hand comes just to the lower back as we inhale, gentle back bend. So maybe thumb and index finger touching. Good. We keep protecting our lower back by really activating those core muscles, thinking about pulling the pubic bone towards the navel, even in the back bend, as the lumbar spine has so much more flexibility than the thoracic spine. We tend to just crunch into the lower back and not use the upper back's flexibility either. Beautiful. Inhale, reaching, breathing in. Exhale, let's frame that front foot. Step both feet back to meet each other. Really spread the hands here. Kneecaps really strong. If this feels too strong in the plank, lowering the knees. Beautiful. Inhale here. As you exhale, allow the edges of the feet coming onto the right hand side. Inhale back to center, coming onto the left hand side of the feet. Feel like twisting in our plank. Just checking we're staying really strong in the core. Just 2 rounds of this. Beautiful. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower the knees or full chaturanga as you bring your chest and chin between the hands, scoop through. Coming either into your cobra or your sphinx pose. Elbows underneath the shoulders if you're in your sphinx. Spread the hands and pull the heart through wherever you are. Really breathe into that heart space. Nice. Inhale here. Beautiful. Exhale, let's come back down. Pushing up in any way you like into your downward facing dog. Taking 5 breaths here. Maybe pedaling out the feet. Maybe just finding some stillness. Wherever you are, we're really concentrating on the sensation of the lengthening of the spine, the seat bones towards the sky. So if that means really bending deeply into the knees, do bend deeply into them. Nice. Inhale here. Exhale, lower onto your knees. Inhale, look to the sky. Exhale, tuck the toes as you straighten the left leg and lift it up a little bit. Maybe hovering the right knee off the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, draw left knee towards your nose. Inhale, lift, looking up to the sky. Exhale, draw nose, knee towards the nose. Beautiful. Inhale, last one. And this time straightening both legs. Find your 3-legged dog, taking big circles with that left knee if needed. And try to keep the weight even between both hands. Yes. And then opening up the hip whenever you're ready. Inhale, lengthen the left leg. Really ground the left hand and begin to play with bringing the right fingertips towards you, maybe underneath the heart. Two or three more deep breaths here. So maybe you're imagining you've got eggshells underneath those right fingertips. The weight's mostly going through the left hand and right foot. Beautiful. Bringing the right hand beside the left. Inhale deeply. Exhale, left foot steps all the way through. Lower the back knee. Untuck the toes. Inhale, sweep the hands to the sky. Lift hips, tuck tailbone under. And maybe hips draw forward. Inhale here. Option to bend the elbows. prayer behind your head to open the thoracic spine even more. How smooth can you make your breath? How deep can you encourage it to travel into the body? One more inhale. Beautiful. Exhale. Right hand comes beside the left foot. Tuck the back toes. Left hand sweeps to the sky. Gaze follow those left fingertips and just checking that we haven't completely locked out the right hand or the right elbow. So it's just a soft elbow here. We use the muscles more than stacking the bones. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, lower the back knee. Inhale, sweep your hands to the sky. This time right hand comes back to the sacrum. Left hand to the sky, gentle back bend. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, framing the front foot. Coming back into your plank. Spreading the toes. We want the feet about hip width apart. Inhale. Then as you exhale, roll onto the right hand side of your feet. Left hand to the sky option. So coming into a side plank variation, soft right elbow. Inhale here. Exhale. Taking this to the other side. Inhale, right hand to the sky. Feel really strong through the core, strong through the body. Soft through the elbow, nice. Exhale. Taking it one more time to the other side. This time option to lift that top leg. Maybe lifting the knee, coming into a tree or floating tree. Beautiful, back to the other side. Moving as smoothly, as gracefully as you can. Beautiful. And when you're ready, we're going to run through a vinyasa. So coming into your plank, inhale deeply. Option to lower the knees or full chaturanga, maybe hovering the body into your upward facing dog or cobra. Breathe into the heart. Exhale, roll over the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths, so really spread the hands, lift the hips. Imagine seat bones lifting to the sky. Soft elbows. The eyes of your elbows pointing forwards, really activating all the muscles around your scapula, your shoulder blades. Nice. Inhale, lifting up onto the toes. Gently bend the knees, look up to your hands. Activate your core, Mula Bandha, all the bandhas that you know. And then lightly jump to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. So you may want to bend the knees here deeply. Let's take the hold of the big toe, the yogi toe grip, which is index and middle finger around the big toe. Thumb just touching those fingertips. Elbows draw out. As you pull on those toes to lengthen, create more length. Keeping the space between shoulders and ears. They will want to creep in when we're not paying attention. Beautiful. And letting go of those toes. Bring in the toe joints just a touch, heels slightly out, if this is comfy for our knees and hips. Otherwise, bringing our feet further apart so they're hip width apart if that's better for our body. Let's graze the fingertips on the ground as we bend the knees and reach the hands to the sky into our Utkatasana chair pose. We reach up, look up. Exhale, squeeze the knees together if your feet are together. Lower down more, really draw navel in, so strong in the core. 3 more deep breaths here. Reach arms up even more, real intention to the sky. Exhale, drop more down. Bringing weight evenly into toes, into heels. Really using that ujjayi breath. Observing any frustration of wanting to move as the thighs are screaming at us maybe. Nice. Inhale, as we come up, left leg straightens, right knee comes up into a balance. Bring prayer to the heart. Let's point the toes down, roll shoulders back. Maybe imagining those imaginary roots through the left foot to give us that balance and that grace. Find something to hold onto with your eyes. And as you inhale, sweep the hands to the sky, maybe extend the right knee. Good. Use those abs. Beautiful. One more round of breath. You can do this. Stay really strong. And then we're going to fly this forward into our warrior three. So right toes point back. Good. Trying to keep those hips even. Maybe fingers are reaching forwards, or if this feels better, to bring the prayer to the heart. Slightly less long lever. Reach the right foot a little bit higher. Beautiful. And we're going to elegantly step back into our warrior one. So right foot out 45 degrees. Heel down. Inhale. Sweep the hands to the sky. Nice. Maybe adjust the feet. We want the knee to be roughly over that left ankle. We just don't want it to be over the toes, so draw it back if it is. Think about bringing right hip over to the left knee. Reach the arms along. Good. Draw the ribs in. Ujjayi breath. Exhale, release the hands. Let's take this into a humble warrior. Interlink hands behind your back. Pull them towards your back heel. Open the heart. Breathe into the heart. And as you exhale, we're going to fold forward. So left shoulder maybe coming to left knee, if that's available. And then head can relax down. Gaze can maybe look at the right back big toe. In an introspective sort of gaze, so not actually looking at the toe. Keeping the right knee really active. Really nice. Beautiful. Release the hands, frame the front foot. You're coming into three-legged dog as you inhale. Reach the right, left foot to the sky. And maybe bring the hands in slightly. Keep that right foot pointing out 45 degrees. Good. And then bend the top leg, opening the hips. Here we're going to begin to play again. Bringing that right fingertips back. Maybe if we feel balanced enough here, we can possibly take the bind. Right hand to left foot. Maybe once we've got the bind, we can even kick it back a little bit. If this does not feel good, just stay in your three-legged dog. Wherever you are, we'll take 3 more breaths. Really nice, well done. Inhale, right hand beside left. Left leg long. Beautiful. And then we're going to make our way into flipping our dog. So maybe bringing your weight forward into your three-legged plank, and then bringing that left foot all the way down to the ground. Lifting the hips, opening the heart, gentle back bend. So the right knee is straight, the left knee is bent, and we're on the left toes. Beautiful. Breathing in all the benefits for one more deep breath. And then we'll make our way back round. Option to go straight into child's pose or run through a vinyasa with me as you exhale, lower down. Inhale, push forward and up, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take 5 breaths of rest, whether that means coming into child's pose, knees wide on your mat, forehead to the ground. Or maybe downward facing dog feels restful enough for you today. Set settle the breath. Beautiful. Inhale, look between the hands. Walk, step or float the feet. Really trying to bring a spring to your feet if you're coming forwards. Nice. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forwards. This time bringing the entire palm of your foot, the palm of your hand underneath the sole of your foot. So toes are all the way up to the wrist joint, really massaging the wrist. Making yourself into a human circuit. Great for energizing. And bending the knees as usual, as much as you need. Maybe checking how that neck is doing. Those shoulders, is there any tension? Can you release anything else in the jaw? Lion's breath, stretch the jaw, anything you need now. As we're at home, no one can really see our faces, so that's ideal. Beautiful. Releasing the hands. Inner toe joints together, if that's how you do your Utkatasana, then fingers graze the ground, coming back into your chair pose. Inhale, reach the hands to the sky. Exhale, lowering down. 4 more breaths. If you want to, for the last few breaths, we're just going to release the right hand down, keeping the legs exactly as they are. Sweep left arm over. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, let's take this the other way. So chair pose with a side bend, so really easy for those knees to glide over each other. Try and keep them in line. Feel the hip and ribs opening. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center. Nice. Exhale, straighten the right leg, left knee lifts this time. Point left toes to the ground, prayer to the heart. Get your balance. Get those imaginary roots down. Roll shoulders back and down, straight standing leg, straight spine. On your next inhale, reach the hands to the sky, straighten those toes. Really use your core here. Draw navel in. Embrace the wobbles, embrace the shakes. Beautiful. On your next inhale, let's glide forward, warrior 3. Left leg points back. Beautiful. Inhale, exhale, step back, warrior 1. Adjust your feet as necessary. So the back foot is out about 45 degrees, left hip, draw it round to that right knee. Good. Let's lift up all those front toes, spread them wide and then place them down. Nice. Breathing here. And more into that front leg, almost everyone. We want that to be a nice 90-degree angle as much as the thighs are protesting. Inhale here, exhale, release the hands, interlink the hands the way that feels a bit strange, so the other way. Nice. Inhale, draw the hands towards the back foot, breathe into the heart, expand the lungs, and as you exhale, fold forwards. Right shoulder, right knee, head heavy, hands over your head. Allow the head to be heavy. Gaze to the back toes. One more round of breath. Nice. Frame that front foot. Sweep the right foot to the sky. 3-legged dog. And then bending that top leg. Gonna have a play the other way. So left finger's creeping back. Can you find that point of balance? One side can feel a bit more balanced than the other sometimes. Once you've got that point of balance, maybe you can even lift the fingertips completely and take the bind. And then kick it back. Really conscious breaths, keep it balanced. If you fall out, come back in. Nice, exhale, inhale, straighten the right leg. Hands both down beside each other, ripple the spine forwards, coming into your plank, when the right leg steps behind the left leg. Finding, your back bend on the right toes, lift the hips more. I feel like this one's the reward for all the hard work we've been doing. So keep the left leg straight. Maybe it still feels awful for you, just breathe, you will get benefits. Beautiful, last round of breath. Making your way back round, maybe straight into child's pose, or maybe running through a vinyasa. A great way just to clear the slate, ready for the next part. So 5 breaths in your chosen resting pose, maybe down facing dog. If you want to lower onto the elbows, just dolphin. That's quite a nice variation, very strong. Or maybe into puppy pose on your knees. Very nice. We're all going to lower down onto our knees and come forward all the way onto our belly. Bringing our hands interlinked behind the back. Lift one leg, point it back, and then lift the other. Good. So kneecaps are just gently pointing inwards, and the legs are really strong as though they're standing. Nice. You want to squeeze them together as though they're one leg, and as you inhale next, pull the hands towards your back feet, and then maybe lift the back legs. Spine is really long. Two more deep breaths, staying with this. This one's great for the posture. Makes you stand up straight, beautiful. Release the legs, release the body, making a little pillow for your head. And maybe one cheek can just rest on your fingertips. Feeling the beat of your heart. Feeling the rate at which you're breathing. Beautiful. And then coming back to centre. Beautiful. We're either going to come into that same variation, maybe lifting the arms wide, or if you want to deepen a little bit more, we're going to come into the full bow pose. So holding onto your ankles, your toes. Squeeze the knees together, and as you exhale, kick back, lift the heart, lift the knees, squeeze the knees together. So you really feel the upper chest opening here. It's very effortful, but you really get a lot of benefits later. Massaging all the internal organs, opening the heart, feeling the love. One more deep inhale, open the heart. Exhale, lower down. Making a little pillow, resting the head the other way this time. Beautiful. Reaching the right arm away from you, so it's shoulder height. If you have any shoulder problems, avoiding this pose and maybe taking another twist. So reaching that right arm away. Left fingertips on the ground, we're going to roll onto that shoulder. So maybe the left foot is on this side of the body, or maybe you can step all the way over. There may even be a bind here, so left hand can go behind the back. Maybe it can hold on to the right hand. I'm not quite there yet. Beautiful. And I'll take this the other way. Left arm reaches out. Right fingertips and rolling on the other side. This is a very deep stretch and the shoulder joints are quite delicate. Small ball and socket joints, so we're just bringing the right hand behind if that's comfortable for you. Never push in this pose. Beautiful, and then releasing, coming onto the belly. Bringing your hands beside the chest, option to come through knees or pushing up into your plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, stretching out. Push the ground away, spread the hands. Imagining that stretch reaching up all the way up the back, up the arms, and then down the backs of the legs. Beautiful. I'm going to step the right leg forwards. And then draw the left foot in, taking hold of the left foot. We're going to try and take this pistol pose. So we're holding onto the left foot, balancing on the right foot. So it's sort of like, nice, maybe you're holding onto the foot or maybe onto the shin. Just one little balance before we relax even more. Beautiful, 2 more breaths. Quite a good one for concentration, really nice. And exhale, sitting all the way down. Good. So depending on what your hips and knees are able to do, I'm going to describe different variations. So stepping the right foot over, maybe bringing it all the way over to the left hip. If this feels okay, so the knees are stacked on top of each other. If this feels alright, we can maybe bend the other leg and bring it over to the other hip. So we're sitting completely on our seat bones, but the knees, the heels are beside us. Any other variation is very welcome. Beautiful. Let's inhale, sweep the left hand to the sky, bending the left elbow. And then that right hand can either hold onto that elbow, or if we have a bind, very flexible shoulders and elbows, interlinking the fingertips behind you. Good. And if you find that your head isn't aligned, you're having to kind of crunch your head down in order to get the arm bind, or you're leaning over to one side and you're not able to breathe, let's release that bind and just hold onto the elbows there. The head always has priority. And then activate the toes. This is Gomukhasana, the cow face pose. I'm assuming our feet are the ears, so let's give the ears a little wiggle. Good. Open the chest even more, breathing consciously. In these stiller poses, the mind can wander even more. So just put 110% effort in keeping it here with us, as much as it wants to wander, just for the last few minutes. Beautiful. And exhale, relax. Let's release the legs out in front of us. Pointing the toes, fingertips pointing forward and lifting the hips. Heart opens. Beautiful. Exhale down. Let's take this onto the other side. So pressing the weight into the right foot, holding onto the left at this time. Taking our pistol pose. As best you can, maybe holding onto the shin. Let's keep that chest open. So the bottom's not on the ground, we're standing fully on the one foot. Nice. Exhale down. Just shake out those legs anymore before we take this Asana pose to the other side. So left leg underneath this time, right foot on top, or the other way if you did it the other way around. I think I did it the other way around, that's better. Nice. And then right hand to the sky, holding onto the right elbow. Or taking the bind, sometimes it's easier one way than the other. Very intense pose for the hips and the knees. Just checking our alignment. Have we lost that spinal integrity? Is the neck being sacrificed? Do we need to adjust ourselves anymore? Can we close our eyes and just almost surrender into the intensity of the sensations? Chest lifts as you inhale, softens as you exhale. Release from here, relaxing the legs. We'll just take that reverse tabletop pose one more time. Fingertips pointing forward, lifting the hips, gentle elbows, toes to the ground, lift the heart. If the neck feels alright, you can just totally let it go back. And then exhale, bottom, we'll come all the way onto our backs. We're finding a happy baby pose. Or if you want to come into a deeper inversion, just to finish, really nice for releasing any lymph that we've been squeezing out with all these twists. Finding a inversion that suits you today, so that might be a shoulder stand. I'll just talk you through that now. If you're menstruating, it's best not to lift the hips over the heart, so maybe happy baby pose or feet up a wall might be best for you. Otherwise, drawing knees towards your forehead. Fingertips pointing towards the sky, on your lower back, supporting there. And then lifting both legs up to the sky. 5 to 10 breaths. Your legs super active. Maybe closing the eyes, softening the breath. We lose the ujjayi breath. Maybe then releasing the legs into your halasana whenever you're ready. In the full expression, the legs are straight, the toes are pointed, so the tops of the feet are on the ground and we interlink the hands. And there's this feeling of almost a back bend, so straight in the back. Lift the tailbone to the sky. So then let's release from here. Keeping the elbows in, release the hands. So we roll down onto our forearms. Our body is on our forearms. Legs straighten and then push the elbows into the ground so that the heart lifts into your fish pose. A great counter pose for that shoulder stand. When you're really ready, releasing from here. I'm just taking any final movements you might like to before we come into our Shavasana. So that might be another twist. You might feel you've twisted enough. Might be soles of the feet together, hand on heart, hand on belly. Might be something else, just something that's going to help you to transition into the Shavasana, the resting pose where we integrate all that our bodies learn, let go of, strengthen from. The breath is ever so gentle now. Imagining if there were like petals on our belly, but our breath's so gentle it wouldn't even blow them away. Barely noticeable. Ever so smooth. And when you're ready, transitioning into your Shavasana. The reward, so bringing your feet at least mat width apart. If you have more space, feel free to bring your legs even wider. Really make yourself comfy. We're going to lift up the hips, tuck the tailbones so we flatten the sacrum into the ground. Then bring the arms out as wide as you can, as wide as feels good for your body. If you have any layers and you want to put them on, do so. Rolling shoulder blades back and down so that we create space in the neck. And with every exhale, imagining the body melting more and more into the ground. You find more and more softness. More and more stillness in the body, in the mind, in the soul. those last moments of bliss. Feel free to have more and stay where you are if you have nowhere to go. So I was beginning to introduce more movement of fingers, toes, wrists. Inviting that breath all the way to the toes, all the way to the top of the head. Maybe allowing the head to roll from side to side. And whenever you're ready, taking a big stretch over your head. I'm just going to finish with that poem that we started with. How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remained too frightened. And the day came when the risk it took to remain tight inside the bud was more painful than the risk it took to bloom. Maybe just bringing into your mind whatever it might be that can help you bloom even more. What do you need to do to glow? And in your own time, coming up to seated. Just still in your Shavasana, feel free to stay there. Everyone else, shall we finish with a single arm, uniting all our energies even with a distance. Taking a deep breath in and out in your own time. Maybe prayer to the heart, thumbs pressing up against the sternum. Inhaling deeply. Allowing your chin to bow. Feeling the vibrations of the arm lingering as they travel through your body. And if you'd like to, just bringing your prayer to your third eye center, reminding us to have pure and loving thoughts and to trust our intuition. Bringing our prayer to the mouth, reminding us to have pure and loving communication and to trust our voice. Bringing the prayer to the heart, reminding us to have pure and loving intentions and to trust our heart. Maybe bring that prayer to the earth, giving thanks for your practice, for your body, strong and healthy, and maybe just taking a moment to send that amazing energy you've just created to anyone who might need it right now. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste. I love connecting with you even from my living room.